Welcome to the Dr. Mudgil podcast. This is episode 85. Wow, every time I say the number of the podcast, my mind gets blown a little bit. We've been at it for a while, and it's part of like the weekly routine here, and I just love seeing them add up. And thank you all for being a part of it, because without you, there would be no podcast. So I got lots on my mind this week. This is going to be kind of like a stream of consciousness, hashtag Ask Dr. Mudgil. Hashtag Thoughts of the Week format podcast. As you may be aware, I just completed another trip around the sun this week. Got lots of gray hairs to show for it. I even have some grays in my eyebrows that I noticed last week. So it's real. These trips around the sun are adding up for the old doc. And that's all caps now. But I've been thinking about a couple of things. So first is, I'm someone who loves their birthday. I love celebrating my birthday. My birthday is July 5th, so it's always around July 4th, and it's usually just turns into like a week or a very long weekend of celebrating where there's lots of, I love ice cream cake for my birthday, so lots of ice cream cake, lots of just revelry, lots of good fun. But this birthday was kind of a weird birthday. July 4th was on a Tuesday. I actually worked Monday and I worked the Wednesday of my birthday. So it was kind of not a lot of action, not the typical amount of action that I've grown accustomed to and that I actually really embrace and adore on my birthday. So it was kind of like a melancholy birthday, more or less. My daughter's actually away at a horse show. She left on the 4th. She's competing for, she's all over the Northeast. So she's, I miss her. She's a big part of my birthday celebrations as well. So it's just kind of like, somewhat of a drab start to my birthday. But I must say, I'm so grateful. First of all, I'm so grateful to all the messages that I got. So I appreciate all the happy birthday messages. And, this was so much love that I received on my birthday, which was really uplifting and amazing. And one should feel special on their birthday. And I felt quite special with all the love that I received. I'm so grateful for my wonderful staff. Oh, my God. They went above and beyond. My New York City office has had like a life-size rock cardboard cutout and, went all out. And it was just such a nice surprise and really uplifted my spirits. Like I said, I was kind of down in the earlier part of the day, but really just, in fact, I had tears of joy when I saw it. They just made me feel so great and so loved. My office here in Long Island really had a beautiful, another rock-themed tribute, and I'm just so grateful for all the people that I have in my life. I felt like I was putting good karma into the world, because a lot of it, hopefully I was putting good karma into the world, because a lot of it seemed to come back to me from the people in my world that are so important to me and so dear to what I do professionally, and provide so much value to my patients and to me. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. So there's lots of gratitude, and that's really been, flowing through my mind quite a bit. But the other thing that I've actually been thinking about, and this is actually a message that I got from a friend of mine who's, a really motivated, a high energy, highly focused human. And she wished me a happy birthday. She was actually commenting on the picture that I posted on my Instagram story of like the life-size rock cardboard cutout. And one of the things that she asked me, and I love when people really ask something substantial or kind of really tuned into who you are. And she commented along the lines that, wow, your staff really knows you well. I love The Rock, as you guys all know. And she said, I'm wondering what your goals are. What are you looking to accomplish this year? And, first of all, I love that question. I love that question because it's obviously coming from someone who's goal-oriented and driven. And, those are the people that I love having in my world. So thank you for asking that question. But, the truth is my goal for like the last several years, and it may sound lame, but my goal really since I've been on my fitness journey, my goal every year is to get bigger, to get leaner, to get meaner, and every year I try to put on more muscle and get leaner. And that's been my goal really for the last like 10 years. And haven't been defeated yet. And that's my goal again this year. Going to try to get to a lean 220. That's my goal, putting it out in the world. for before I hit my next birthday. So July 5th, 2024. Hopefully, I'll be a meaner and leaner version of myself. But it actually had me thinking about, like, when you set these goals, what does it really entail? Like, what is, the road to achieving your goal, the road to success? What is it really all about? And the more I thought about it, it really kind of occurred to me that the road to success, the road to achieving goals, the road to crushing goals, it's a very lonely road. It's something that you really have to do on your own. Like, I think about, my daughter who's in high school now. She is, she does lots of stuff. She's a competitive equestrian. She is a very strong academic, but she's chill while she does it all, has a great social life, and just kind of, juggles all of these things that she does, very elegantly. But when I think about it, like when she's like studying for a test, like, if you want to be smart or want to learn something, you have to do it on your own. No one can like read a book for you or study for you. These are things that you have to do on your own. It's lonely. It's solitary. It's almost like a monk-like endeavor. You do these things by yourself. If you want to get fit, you have to train on your own. No one can do the work for you. Sometimes you're getting up at the crack of dawn to get some cardio in, then you're eating properly, then you're lifting, then you're maybe doing another a round of cardio at night. All of these things are solitary pursuits. They're lonely pursuits. But that's actually the best part of the journey. That's when you really get to dig deep into yourself. You see what you're all about. You're putting all of that effort in, and you're not seeing the success day to day. Gosh, it takes months, years sometimes to actually see, how much you've accomplished. But it's those daily wins. It's stacking those daily wins, which is a very, very, very mundane, very lonely pursuit. But ultimately, it's incredibly gratifying. When I look at pictures of myself from 4 or 5 years ago, and I was, and then I thought, oh wow, I'm in really good shape. I'm getting bigger. But I look at myself now, and I look at pictures of me from 5 years ago, and I almost don't recognize the person from 5 years ago. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I thought I was in shape then. Hopefully, I'll think that of myself now, 5 years from now. I'm like, wow, I'm in so much better shape 5 years from now than I am currently. But you don't see the benefit of all that work you're putting in. All of the friggin' chicken breast and rice and broccoli and protein shakes and walking on the treadmill and, the lifting weights and, all of that stuff that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, and which, I do enjoy it. Like for me, that's like very, it's almost like meditative time for me where I, just escape from the world and I'm just focusing on exercising, and I do love it. But, you have to kind of train yourself to love it. You have to train yourself to want to, be sore and, push yourself. And, all of these things, like I said, they're very, very lonely endeavors. But those endeavors where you're really diving into yourself and seeing what you're about, and you're testing your fortitude, that's where you grow as a human. And by doing that, that's how you add more value to the world. Like the lessons that I've learned on my fitness journey have really spilled over into every single aspect of my life. The discipline, the motivation that's required to work out when you don't want to eat the bland, boring food when you don't want to, and just seeing how, just plugging away and doing the things that you may not want to do in that moment, how by sucking it up and doing it, sometimes doing it, many times or nearly all the time, doing it by yourself, seeing the accumulations of those small wins that stack up over time, stack up very, very, very small wins, take a very long time to add up to significant gains. But once you see that, the power of that, and you see, wow, this applies to being fit and, my just general health and well-being, all of those lessons translate into every aspect of your life. I'm a much better doctor because of the discipline and motivation that I've gained working out and being so focused. I'm a better friend. I'm more focused. I'm much better with my time. I'm a better father. all of these, it's all one thing. Like I say many times, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. These lessons, plugging away the lonely pursuit rather, of chasing excellence, of trying to achieve goals, it just makes you better fit for any task you may encounter in life. So those are my thoughts of the week, in my new old man age, approaching 50 rapidly, gray hairs accumulating, God, I mean, faster than I can count. But that's the cycle of life, and that's what it's all about. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful, restful weekend and are just ready to crush any goals that you have. Today is the day to start setting goals and start accumulating the small daily wins that get you one step closer. Let's get it.